Hey baby girls! If like me you've been thinking for a while, are navy tools really worth the high price tag? Well, for the past month I've been using and testing their manicure, pedicure and brow tools, and I'll be giving you my honest opinion. So let's start off with me showing you what tools I bought. So these are the Betty toenail clippers, they're £58. Then I got some cuticle cutters. These are the Katy and they're super fine and they were £56. Then I bought these Beryl just basic nail cutters. They were £34. Then I bought this tool here, which is amazing for things like sock fluff and cleaning out the nail. This is called a Martha and this is £38. I then bought a cuticle pusher. This is the Doris and it's £46 and it's got a double end, so it's got a smaller size and a bigger size. So this is called the Ethel tool, which is amazing for taking gel off the nail plate. It's got a double end, so it's got a smaller size and a bigger size, and this costs £40. And then for the brow tools, I purchased these scissors, which are called the Doreen, and they are just straight cut scissors and they cost me £32. Then I bought some Sheila Straight Tweezers. These are £38. And then lastly, I bought the Ethel point tweezers, which were £38. So overall, it cost me £370 for these tools, which are pretty pricey. But they guarantee that they don't rust. They basically are a lifetime purchase. You can send them off to be resharpened, so they're basically tools that aren't throwaway. You can use these forever and get them sharpened, and yeah, they're supposed to be absolutely amazing. So let's start with the Doreen scissors. So these are £32 and these are the straight scissors. They are really well made, they're super sharp and they can cut the hairs really nicely. They're nice and soft on the skin, so you don't get that like scratchy feeling when you're trimming the hairs. They're really lightweight, so they're really easy to work with. They're actually as light as a feather, they're really nice to hold. Overall, I really like them. But there is a few things that I'm not 100% with. So obviously spending £32 on some scissors, you would expect them to probably not tarnish as quickly as this. And these have already started to tarnish on the handle here, which I guess if you're using them every day, they're probably going to wear off. But after a month, I thought maybe they wouldn't wear off as quickly as that. And I don't think they work any better than my other scissors. I guess scissors are scissors, aren't they? So they only work as well as a pair of scissors. If they cut the hair, they cut the hair. But yeah, I probably wouldn't say these are worth as much money as what they are. But aesthetically, if you want to buy the tweezers, you obviously want the scissors to match. So I definitely would purchase again if I was to do it again, because I'd want everything to match. But they aren't actually physically any better than your normal brow scissors. So let's look at the Sheila tweezers. So these are £38 and these are the straight tweezers. These are really good and I really like them and they do grab the hairs. But I also purchased the point tweezers and these are also £38. And as soon as I started using these ones, I knew straight away I wouldn't be using the Sheilas. So these are the Hetties and they are so much better than the Sheilas. So if I was to buy again, I wouldn't have actually bought the Sheilas. I would have just bought the Hetties and I would have saved myself £38. You don't need both. I just thought, let's try it. One might be better than the other. I didn't actually know. But yeah, I'd definitely say go for the Hetties. They are amazing. They get the smallest hairs possible. Whereas the Sheilas still do tweeze, but just not as good as these ones. So yeah, I do like them. I think they're really good. But oh my goodness, these top trump any tweezers I've ever used. I'm absolutely obsessed. I've never used a pair of tweezers as good as these. These are hands down worth £38 all day long. And hopefully if they start getting a bit blunt as time goes on, I can send them off to get sharpened, which it says on the website. If you want a pair of good tweezers, purchase these. So let's move on to our manicure and pedicure tools. So the first thing I bought was these Betty nail cutters. So these are for toenails and they are supposed to be amazing for obviously doing pedicures. These were £58, so these were probably the most expensive, yeah, these were the most expensive tools out of anything. But they're so big and they are quite heavy that they're just really hard to work with. I don't seem to get like a nice straight nail cut with them, which on the website they say you're supposed to get a really good nail cut with them straight across. I don't know whether it's because I'm just not used to working with this kind of tool, and I'm used to working with some bog standard nail cutters, and obviously the technique is so different. But I've been trying to use this for a month and I just can't get my head around it. I can't seem to work with them. They're too bulky. They don't seem to cut a straight line. Yes, I don't think I can rate these. So I probably wouldn't spend the money if I was buying them again. I'd give that one a miss. So then let's talk about the Katy Super Fine Nippers, which I love. So they had a couple of different sizes of cuticle nippers, and I went for the super fine ones because I'm used to working with fine nippers. But when they arrived, they actually are a lot smaller than my other cuticle nippers, and the end was so tiny. I thought, I've made a mistake, I should have bought the next size up. But as I got to use it, I really, really like them. They're really sharp, they're really good to get right into those small little cuticles. Yeah, they're built amazing, they feel really good in your hand, really easy to use. It took a little while when I first started using them, like I said, because they were so different to my last ones. I didn't think I liked them when I first picked them up and started using them. I couldn't seem to get close to the cuticle. I kept feeling like I was going to cut my client if I went closer. But after a few weeks, and I realised I do really like them, it was just having to get used to a different size cuticle nipper. But overall, I really like these. These haven't tarnished at all, actually. I've been using these all the time and I've got no tarnish, no marks on them. I like these and I would definitely purchase these again. Moving on to the Beryl Basic cutters. So these are called Basic Nips and they are £34 and they are amazing. I actually love these. They are so much sharper than normal cutters. I don't know if it's because they're brand new, so they're like super sharp, but I love them. I love how light they are. Again, at first, when I first started using them, I didn't know if I was going to love them because they were a little bit different to my old ones. But again, I think that's just all about using a new tool. You literally have to get used to holding it differently and the weight in them and things like that. But yeah, I really, really like these. You can get a really nice straight line with them. When you actually cut the nail, yeah, they do work better than my original cutters, so they are a lot better. So I definitely think these are worth £34. So moving on to the nail paddle, they call this the Martha, and this is £38, and I must admit, it is amazing. So I've never actually bought one of these tools before. This is the first time I've started using this tool, and oh my god, I love it. I don't know what I've done without this tool for so long. So it's obviously amazing to clean under the free edge. It's also amazing when you're doing toes and you've got toe fluff, and also when you've got impacted toenails or even ingrowing toenails. You can kind of hook down the side of that nail plate and you can lift the nail bed up, and oh, I don't know, it is a really, really good tool. I've seen other brands before, which is the same as this, a paddle, and it looks identical and feels identical. So yeah, if you just want a decent tool and you don't care how it looks, probably isn't worth that much money. But if you want it to all match with the rest of your tools and obviously you want it to look nice, then yeah, I definitely think it is worth it. So that's up to you on this one, but I do love it, but I think it does work the same way as any other one. So let's talk Doris. So this is a cuticle pusher and it has two ends. One's a wider end and one's a narrower end. I must admit, I've never used the narrow end. I always use the thicker end. So this side is pretty much useless, but this side, it actually is the best cuticle pusher I think I've ever used. It was really hard to get used to at first. I kind of felt like I was going too harsh on the nail plate, so you've got to be quite gentle with this. But yeah, I really, really like this tool. Definitely is worth the money. Although, because I don't use this side, I kind of feel like it was a little bit of a waste of money because they actually do this tool with a thicker side and then they have a cuticle scraper on the other side. So I do wish I bought that one instead of this one. But it feels really lightweight, it's nice, it's really nice to use. You do definitely have to alter your ways of using a cuticle pusher because it does feel differently to probably a bog standard one, and it's actually, yeah, it's not tarnished at all, so this one has been really good. And last but not least is this Ethel tool, which is amazing. So this tool is used to take off any gel. So obviously when you've soaked them, you then scrape the gel off with this. And again, it's quite different to my tool that I used to use. This is a lot more powerful, so you've got to go a bit more gentler on it. With my other tool, I kind of could be a bit more heavy-handed, but with this, you've just got to use the lightest touch because it is so, it's really robust. It's like a really good product, but it's kind of too good if you know what I mean, because you've got to be super careful and gentle on the nail, otherwise you can take too much of the nail off. So again, I had to get used to using this, have to use a different technique, but once I got that technique down, oh my god, yeah, I could not live without this. I do normally tend to use the smaller size of this because it has two separate sizes, one smaller, one bigger, and I actually use the smaller size, so I don't really tend to use the larger size. So again, with the other tool, I wish I'd gone for this tool. So basically they have one of these sides on one of them, and then it has a cuticle pusher on the other side. So if I had gone for that tool, I would have saved myself 40 quid. And so yeah, so basically I've spent an extra 40 quid and I've got two bits that I don't use. So personally, if I was to buy again, I wouldn't buy these two separately. I'd buy the one that actually has 2-in-1. But yeah, this is definitely a game changer. I will never remove gel with my old tool again. This is absolutely brilliant. This is definitely worth £40. So let's talk cleaning these products. So when buying these products, I didn't realise that you couldn't barbicide them. I thought you could just clean them in the same way as probably your normal tools. After I purchased them and I read the little leaflet that came with it, it said that you had to clean it with their products, which is this detergent wipe and then this disinfectant wipe. So you start off with your detergent. So they just come in just literally a little cloth like that, and basically clean as much grime and dirt and gel or whatever you've got left over there. And then once you're happy that's all clean, you then get your disinfectant and going back over the same tool, you then disinfect it all. So this, I didn't realise obviously before I bought it, and it might have changed my mind when buying them if I did know that, because for me, I would normally put my tools in barbicide, which is super quick. It obviously sits in there, you clean up your station, and then when you go back to use them, dry them off and they're ready to use. Whereas this is quite time consuming. Doing this individually to every single tool, I found really time consuming. And then after you've done your disinfectant, they then wanted you to dry it with, I think they call them dolly cloths. And obviously it's nice that you've got like all the whole package together and it's all navy and it comes as one. But yeah, you've obviously got to spend more money on these. These were £14.99 for these two with the cloth. I mean, it's not expensive, but it's not cheap. And I'm not even sure if it's like a bit of a gimmick. So they make you buy their stuff to clean it with. I don't actually know, but for the money they're worth, I don't want to take that risk. I mean, imagine if I dipped it in barbicide and it literally ruined them. So I guess I'm going to use their products because I don't want them to spoil. So for my overall review, I mean, some are worth the price tag and some I probably wouldn't spend that much money on it. And I think the overall thing is how they look. And I think that's what draws people to buy them, just because they look so nice. But actually their performance is good. But for example, when I did use the scissors, it wasn't any better than a normal pair of scissors. And this little paddle tool, that wasn't any better than a normal paddle tool. Cuticle cutters, I mean, they are really, really good, but I guess my cuticle cutters when they were brand new probably was just as good as that. So maybe in the long run, I'm going to see how they cope with all the cuticles I cut every day, and maybe they will be worth it because they'll last me years, whereas my other cuticle cutters, I change after about 6 months. I normally change my cuticle cutters. So that might be where the money is worth it. Maybe I'll have to do another up-to-date review in 6 months to see how they've lasted. But with what I do know in the month I've used them, I do think they're worth it. They're really good, and I definitely would recommend getting some of these products. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope I helped you decide whether or not you wanted the navy tools or not. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!